Yo, what's good, guys? I'm going to show you the easiest and fastest way to get the XENOLORD slab fragments so you can fight the new crazy boss. Alright, what's up, everyone? We are on the new island over here on the entirely new place that they added in the last update. I have been looking on how to get these new XENOLORD fragments because they don't really drop from the dungeons too much. There's like a 1% chance that it will drop from the dungeons, and that is just too low. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to get them, along with this new little building slash base mine thing that looks really cool that I didn't even know they added until recently. Alright, guys, so obviously the fastest way to get them is to use this new building mine shaft kind of thing that they just added. Now I'll go over here and show you guys what I mean. I didn't even know they added this until recently. They don't do a really good job at like telling you the new stuff they added and like how to use them and everything, but they are over here in the PAL section, and it is called the PAL Expedition Station. I have just been using this recently for the first time, and if you guys have been using it by yourself, I'm really interested to know, how did you even figure out about this? Because I have been reading the patch notes and everything, and I had no idea this was even a thing. Now, there is going to be a few things you need to do in order to use this correctly, so I'm going to give you guys the full in-depth guide real quick. It's pretty easy in order to get this down, and it can get you some really good stuff. This is all the loot from about one station over here, and then I used it a few more times to get all of these XENOLORD slab fragments. So you get all of this stuff in pretty much one expedition right here, and then it's going to take you like 2 or 3 expeditions to get all of these slab fragments, which does not take a long time because each expedition is only about 20 minutes. Now, here is what you need to do in order to get this stuff. I accidentally started something real quick, so let me cancel that. First of all, what you're going to need to do is go into technology, and you're going to need to go to level 15 right here and get the PAL Expedition Station. Like I said, when they add new stuff and it's like down here in the early levels, I don't even know about this kind of stuff until I like see a video or see a Reddit post on it, because I'm all the way down here. I'm looking at this new kind of stuff down here. I don't even notice all of the new things higher up in the levels on the skill tree. So anyways, once you place this down and get going, you actually won't be able to do the new expedition. It is going to be this one right here, the Dark Cave of Fabric. But in order to do this one, you can see all of them are usually locked until you beat the towers, and the towers are actually pretty hard. So this is what you are going to need to do. First of all, you should be in the new area at this point if you want to be getting the new boss fragments, because the new bosses are incredibly hard that you have to use the slabs for, the fragments for. And if you don't have enough stuff to beat the tower bosses, you are definitely going to get destroyed by the XENOLORD or Xenovator or whatever they're called. You are going to get absolutely obliterated. So you have to make sure you have at least enough stuff to beat this tower boss. Now, it will let me do this tower because I already unlocked everything, but if you come over to this tower, it will tell you you need a few things in order to start this. Now, the few things that you are going to need is you're going to need to beat this boss right here, Caprity Knocked. They are going to be at chords -1166, -1656. So right down here on the map, if you haven't discovered this area yet, these are the chords. That is the first boss you are going to be able to defeat. Now, there's not really too much I could give you guys tips in order to do this. It's pretty simple. They only have about 3000 HP, and if you have high tier weapons, it should be pretty easy. So once you defeat this boss right here, you're going to need to go do Moscow over here. This boss is at -1183 and -1490. So once you take out these two, you have one more left. You are going to need to go over here to Dazzy Knocked at -1343 and -1583. So all three of those chords are what you are going to need to do. Beat these 3 mini bosses, and then you're going to get access to the Big Bubba Big Tower up here. Now, I do have a few tips for you guys on this tower. It actually is pretty hard, and it's not because of the boss itself. The boss itself doesn't do too much damage and it's pretty easy to beat, but the time limit is what makes it so hard. So if you guys bring a Fellbat along, I've made several videos on this, but the Fellbat has an insane amount of lifesteal, and it just regens you the entire time right here on his partner skill when you're fighting this elite boss, and it makes it super easy. So pretty much all you're going to need to worry about is if you have enough damage to beat it in the 10 minutes it gives you, which is actually pretty hard, but once you beat that, you'll unlock the expeditions and it'll get insanely easy. Anyway, here is some footage of me beating the new boss, the Jarl of Faybreak. Obviously, he's pretty hard because of how much HP he has. He has 509,000 HP, and you're going to need to beat him in under 10 minutes. Like I said though, if you bring the Fellbat, not too many people know about how overpowered that pal is. It instantly regens you every time you do damage, as long as the Fellbat is out and fighting with you. So you'll pretty much never die as long as you have him with you, because it's pretty overpowered. However, you need to make sure you have some strong enough weapons to be able to do 500,000 damage in only 10 minutes. But in case you guys aren't prepared for this boss, or you haven't seen any footage fighting with him, he is pretty easy. He's an ice type boss, so he just freezes you over and over again, but he doesn't do too much damage. So as long as you have some updated armor and some updated weapons and everything, he shouldn't be too much issue, especially if you have your Fellbat with you, because he will not do an absurd amount of damage. He's really not that strong. Anyways, once you beat him, you will get everything that you will need to go and use the new expedition system on the Faybreak expedition. So you can just come right over here. This will be unlocked, the dark cave of the Faybreak, all the way down here. Now you can do some of the other things and they might give you XENOLORD slab fragments too, but this one is obviously the best one. And then you can just press auto assign here, and I believe the more pals you put, the more pals you put, the lower the time will be. And as long as you fill up all of the slots, you should pretty much have 100% of the reward. You can start it up. It will only take 20 minutes, and when they come back, they will have an absurd amount of stuff just like all of this. Now, they're not going to give you 8 XENOLORD slab fragments all in one expedition like I'm showing here. This usually is what you will get, plus 1 or 2 of the slab fragments. I did a few of the expeditions separate to be able to get up to all 8 of these, but that is pretty much a basic overview of everything you need to do to get this expedition and get all of the slab fragments in order to fight the new XENOLORD boss. I needed to make this video because even though it is pretty simple, I didn't even know how to use this kind of stuff until recently, and I assume all the other players, especially on the other consoles like Xbox and Mac and everything, are probably a little lost with all this new kind of stuff. And it might be kind of confusing because back in the day, in the last update, the dungeons were the best way to get these slab fragments. But now that they added this new expedition cave kind of thing, this is now the easiest way to get slab fragments. So you can just go AFK for a little bit, go eat your dinner or something, and in 20 minutes you can just come back, run this again, and in most likely an hour you'll already have enough slab fragments to craft a tablet and fight the new XENOLORD boss. Now, be careful guys, because obviously it's super impossible, but I have some other videos up on this update right now, like all the new weapons, and I'm going to be posting some new glitches and tips and tricks in this new update. So if you want to see those, you guys can sub up, but let me know if you've been using this new kind of cave feature that they added, and let me know if you guys have any tips and tricks for me, because like I said, I am just as lost on this new update as you guys. I am still exploring everything.